Early in the season, we're already getting a pretty good idea of the top players from last year's 2020 draft class. So today, we're going to redraft it. The NBA season is here. We're bringing you guys a ton of content, so you want to be subscribed. Over 50% of y'all that watch the video still aren't subscribed. I don't know what you're doing. Hit that button. Let's also aim for 21 likes on today's video, and let's get into this. Now, before we go further, this was a lot harder than I expected. As things stand right now, aside from the very top of the draft, this class isn't looking great, which made it really hard to separate these guys from each other. Don't freak out about a player going a spot or two higher than another. A lot of these picks, especially in the middle, are interchangeable, but I still think it's a very interesting draft to look back at, as half the lottery selections aren't even going to be making this redraft. Let's start things off with the number 1 pick in the hands of the Minnesota Timberwolves, who originally went with Anthony Edwards. By no means do they regret their decision. His future looks extremely bright, and while it's still very close, I think I've got to go with LaMelo here. I was interested to see what he was going to do this season. I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to ramp up the volume. I wasn't even sure if he was going to be able to maintain league average efficiency from 3. Concerns that look extremely laughable now. He is the real deal. He makes an impact everywhere on the court, and in just his second season, is already averaging 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists, shooting a ridiculous 44% from 3 on over 7 attempts. He's so fun to watch, especially with the Hornets proving to be a competitive team this season. He's already one of the best passers in the league, and he's truly a playmaker rather than an assist chaser. The one thing I really want to see around him is an elite big. Mason Plumlee isn't gonna cut it. And going to Minnesota, I get my wish, playing alongside Karl-Anthony Towns. I don't think most of us have fully comprehended just how high LaMelo Ball's ceiling really is, and man, am I excited to see the rest of his career. Then we've got the 2nd overall pick in the hands of the Golden State Warriors. Their original selection was James Wiseman, and this one's going to be looked back on for a very long time. Now, Wiseman's dealing with an injury, and he's still yet to take the court in his 2nd season. Maybe he ends up being a very solid player, but it's hard to imagine him ever being talked about in the same breath as LaMelo. Just another prime example on why you always draft talent over fit. Here at 2, with LaMelo off the board, their decision is made for them. It's Anthony Edwards. I was expecting a big season out of him with how well he finished off his rookie season, and I still think we're going to see that from him. So far, he's averaging 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists, shooting 41% from the field and 31% from 3. Efficiency that obviously doesn't look great, but because of our sample size of just 6 games, it's really brought down by just 1 or 2 performances. These efficiency numbers are going to improve a ton as the season goes on. Just imagine him on the Warriors right now, playing alongside Curry, getting up over 9 attempts from 3 a game. The Warriors just can't escape it right now, getting Wiseman in 2020 and then missing out on Duarte in the most recent draft, which we've been talking about a lot lately. The 3rd overall pick is in the hands of the Hornets, and man, would they not be excited about this redraft, as they obviously miss out on their franchise talent in LaMelo. Now here, I'm going to have them go with a guy that I truly didn't see a scenario where I would have him going this high in a redraft, and that's Cole Anthony, who was originally the 15th pick to the Magic. Anthony showed some flashes as a rookie after being given a pretty big opportunity due to the injury of Markelle Fultz. He averaged 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists, but after the additions of Jalen Suggs and RJ Hampton, then playing in the Summer League where he averaged less than 8 points, shooting 29% from the field, I was honestly not expecting much from him this season. But to my surprise, he's looked incredible to start the year. In the first 8 games, he's averaging 19 points, 6 assists and 8 rebounds, shooting 45% from the field and 45% from 3. These numbers are including his first 2 games where he averaged 10 points, shooting 6 for 26 across those games. There was a time where Cole Anthony was widely looked at as a future NBA star, being the number 1 ranked point guard in the country, going to North Carolina looked at as a lock for a top 5 selection. It's been a shaky road from that point to where we are today, but I think he's back on track. And with a lack of options, as you will see, I think we've got to go with him here. Maybe it's just a great stretch, but every game that goes by, it's looking more and more legit. The 4th overall pick is the Bulls, and this is where you really start to see the kind of class we have. Let's think about our options. I think you'd probably have them sticking with Patrick Williams if he wasn't out for the season. They're trying to compete, so they're not going to go with long-term value in a guy like James Wiseman. I think they're looking for an immediate contributor, which I think really narrows down their pool to like Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart, and Desmond Bane, in my opinion. I think it's really close. Bane's volume and efficiency from 3 this season has been absolutely ridiculous, while Sadiq's efficiency hasn't actually been great to start the year, but because of what this team specifically needs, I think his defense gives him the slight edge. He's shooting just 29% from 3 through his first 7 games of the season, but after shooting 38% from 3 a year ago on almost 7 attempts, I really don't think we should be worried. The 5th overall pick is in the hands of the Cavaliers, and they're going to actually go with Desmond Bane, who was originally the 30th pick in the draft. I know this seems crazy, but I'm telling you, there really aren't many options here, and the production is just too undeniable. He showed us he was a lights-out shooter as a rookie, averaging 9 points, shooting 43% from 3. This season, he's been able to crank up the volume and is now averaging 18 points a game, shooting 48% from the field and 41% from 3. Now, because of his T-Rex arms, he's not widely considered a 3-and-D wing, but he isn't a liability on the defensive end. I think a lot of people underrate players' ability to ramp up three-point volume while being able to maintain elite efficiency. I've started to see it a lot. People criticizing guys like Buddy Hield, acting like they're someone comparable to Matt Thomas. There's a lot of guys that can shoot over 40% from 3 on a couple attempts a game. There's a select few that can do it approaching 10 attempts a game. It really looks like Bane could be one of those guys. It doesn't feel great having him as a top 5 selection, but I think we've got to do it for now. I would undoubtedly take Tyrese Haliburton over Bane, but with the Cavaliers having the backcourt of Sexton and Garland for now, Haliburton falls here to 6 in the hands of the Atlanta Hawks. Now, regardless of fit, I really thought I was going to have him much higher than this going into the season, but some of the concerns we had about him going into the draft in terms of his upside might be starting to show. He's a very solid player in so many aspects, whether that's offensively, playmaking, but he might be stuck in this 10 to 15 points for the foreseeable future. He averaged 13 points on amazing efficiency as a rookie. This season, he's down to 12 points, shooting 44% from the field and 30% from 3. That's going to go up, but as things stand right now, it's hard to really see him raising the volume too much. But because of how overarching his impact is, he's still able to crack the top 6. With the 7th overall pick, we've got the Detroit Pistons, who originally took Killian Hayes, who's definitely not even going to sniff the lottery in a redraft. There's really no hopes of the Pistons putting together a decent season. They're 1-6 right now. They're searching for upside. With that being the case, I really think it's between Patrick Williams and James Wiseman. And for now, I'm going to give the ever so slight edge to Williams with how much higher I think his floor is. He had a very solid rookie season, and then to start this year was pretty much an afterthought offensively with all the Bulls' new additions, but I think he's going to have a great career with his positional flexibility and as he continues to put all the talents together. Then with the 8th overall pick, we've got the Knicks, who originally took Obi Toppin, who's actually had a pretty decent start to the season, but he's not going to go here anymore. They go with Tyrese Maxey. Maxey flashed a lot as a rookie, and to start this season, he's really proven himself in the absence of Ben Simmons, practically doubling his role, starting in his first 7 games, averaging 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists, shooting 49% from the field. Now, he still needs to improve his perimeter shot, but the Knicks are happy to get him here. The 9th overall pick to the Wizards was Deni Avdija, who in his second season has already seen his role shrink and is averaging 5 points, shooting just 39% from the field. Now, they shoot for upside and take advantage of James Wiseman falling. Wiseman's value is hard to dissect. For one, he's currently dealing with injury, and while he looks to be a very solid player on the offensive side, his struggles on the defensive end saw his role go up and down throughout his rookie season with the Warriors. We need to see more from him, but he's a guy that could easily climb up this draft board very, very quickly. The 10th overall pick is in the hands of the Phoenix Suns, who originally made the worst pick of the draft, even at the time, deciding to go with Jalen Smith, with the obvious selection of Tyrese Haliburton on the board, given this team's needs. The Suns have already decided to decline Smith's third-year option, which gives you a pretty good idea of just how bad that selection was. Here at 10 in this redraft, I've got them getting Isaiah Stewart. Stewart doesn't bring a ton on the offensive side and doesn't project to bring much on that end. His value comes from the defensive end that landed him on the all-rookie teams. Going to the Suns, they just add to their pool of defensive versatility. Now, there's some honorable mentions that will likely come off the board very soon. You got Jaden McDaniels, Emmanuel Quickley, Devin Vassell, and Onyeka Okongwu, all guys that in later redrafts could jump inside the top 10. I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. These things are always, a polar debate in the comments, but if you guys like the content, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.